The Johannesburg Search and Rescue Unit has rescued at least one child and a number of adults in Protea Glen in Soweto. That is to do, by the way, with the ongoing rain situation. Thunderstorms which began on Monday. It's been raining intermittently, and today people woke up to flooded communities in some parts of Johannesburg. Let's take you live now to our reporter, Govan Whittles. Govan, give us a sense of how bad the damage is where you're standing.
Well, there are a number of houses here that have been severely damaged. Tembikile, we're coming to you live from Protea Glen in Soweto, and we'll try to give you some visuals of where we are right now. In frame, you'll see the waterline where the houses have been damaged, and this is as a result of the Klip Rivier flooding. The rain started last night, but the most significant part of the flooding occurred from about 6 a.m. this morning. You'd see there is the river, and that's actually part of the waterline coming from the houses, and we'll give you some visuals of how far back the river has actually flooded. This is the point where it's reached, and in short right now you'll see the Klip Rivier River, which is still flowing very strongly. On the other side of the river is Protea North. We're in Protea Glen right now. They've managed to clear the bridge which joins these two areas, so traffic has started moving, but the damage certainly is significant. There are about 10 houses that have flooded, and it looks like there's significant damage. More specifically, there were a number of people that were rescued this afternoon by the Johannesburg Emergency Services Search and Rescue Team. Let's speak to one of the residents now. This woman lives in one of these houses, the grey one, that was flooded, and she was at work when the flooding began. Nomzamo, just give us your full name and tell us what happened to your home.
Hi, my name is Nomzamo Siboni. This morning, on my way to work, I was called by my kids telling me that we have floods. They were panicking because this thing has been happening since 2010. We've been asking the government and pleading with them to assist us with the river. We were concerned even last night when the rain starts. Whenever there's rain, we panic because we don't know what's going to happen. We always live in fear and panic about the river flow in our houses. So when the rain started last night, how significant was it? And this morning when the flooding started, what information were you receiving when your children called you? They were just informing me that the rain is starting to pick up and it's coming through the door in the house. So they were starting to panic. They didn't know what to do. They were asking me to come back home to assist because the furniture and everything is lying around and they're panicking what they're going to do with the things in the house. Did your kids get out safely? Yes, they did. All right, let's speak to one of the other residents whose child was actually rescued in some of the operations that were conducted by the Search and Rescue of the Johannesburg Emergency Services. I believe her name is Ms. Tintswalo Matebula, if I'm correct. Ma'am, so we know that the Search and Rescue came in to grab some of the members of your family, some footage there of young children being rescued. Just tell us what happened.
So what happened is that it started flooding around about 8. So I stay in a different house. So they called me. So they were all stuck in the house. So they couldn't get out because of the level of the water. So then they've been in the house for some hours now. And then the Search and Rescue came. They rescued my child, my mom, and my siblings.
Just tell us about that rescue. I understand some of the members of your family are here. Were they stuck on furniture? How did the rescue happen?
So now the thing is that they were kind of scared to go out because of the level of the water, because it's now like a river flowing. So they couldn't go out because there was the possibility that they were going to drown. So they kind of used the first floor to kind of find sanctuary for themselves while they wait for the water level to go down a bit.
Thank you so much, Ms. Matebula. All right, let's show you the house that she's describing. They live in the double story that's on the edge of the street. You'll see it coming into frame shortly. It's one of the only double stories in this area, and luckily they were able to get to the first floor. You'll see it right on the corner there once we bring it into frame. and they were basically waiting there for the search and rescue to reach their area. Beyond the people that had been recovered, Tembi, there's been significant damage to people's property here. And we know this afternoon the Johannesburg Mayor, Paul Palatse, is due to visit some of the sites where the flooding has occurred. She'll be joined by members of the MMCs, other MMCs as well. They'll assess not only the damage to property, but be able to give a full account of exactly how many people were rescued and how many people have been affected by the storms overnight. It's back to you.
Govan, Whittles, thank you so much covering the flooding situation in various parts of Johannesburg.